And welcome to the Corner of Thoughts, episode 9. I am Pervy Fat Man, and I am a Slytherin.
And I'm Phoenix Otaku, and yeah, nothing for
that. I took the Pottermore quiz recently. That's the fucking Harry Potter quiz thing that everyone's been raving about recently. What house you can get divided into, and apparently I am a Slytherin, so that kind of fits, I guess.
Oh, well, if we're going on the last quiz we took, I'm a loner. I took a quiz that was like, what character would you be in an anime? Apparently, I got the loner.
And I got 100% on identifying emotos, so.
I got 90 for one reason and one reason only. Fucking Monogatari series.
Oh, you can identify Karin.
I didn't know that was a fucking name. I didn't think there was an actual fucking character in there named Karin.
Yeah, I like because I have so many people that I follow that are like Monogatari fans. They like, oh, here's a picture of Karin or picture of this person or that person. Here's the donut girl. I'm like, fuck. I know these characters' names. I have yet to see the series, so.
Yeah, but as you can see, a few updates have been made.
It's been awesome. So I figured we would go over our top 10.
Shit. Bro, I don't even know if I've watched 10 yet. Let's see.
I know I have. Well, I actually watched 12 this season, surprisingly.
Okay, not including any of the Funimation shows, because I haven't started a single Funimation show. I have 9 that I've either had an interest in watching or have watched at least one episode for. So I can give you a top 9.
Good enough. Of course, starting out at 10 for me, you've definitely heard me rave about this show, how it's probably the best Moe show from the season. That all the characters in it are great and everything. And happy or unhappy, depending on how you want to say it. Keep in mind, my top 10 are ranging anywhere from 8.5 to 9.5. So and happy about this somewhat specific group of girls who go to school together. Hanako, oh gosh, I can't remember her name. Hanako Rui, I think the second girl's name is, and Botan. Each girl individually, they have their own way of bad luck. They have their own string of bad luck. Hanako is not good with animals, and she's really ditzy and clumsy. Rui has her own bad luck with love, and Botan is like really fragile and injures really easily. And of course, adding into that group of girls, you have, I remember her name. It's a red-haired girl who's just really bad at expressing her opinion, and then her friend Ren, who is made to look like a boy but actually isn't, and her bad luck stems from the fact that animals and like older women and everything are always around her and confusing her for a boy, pretty much. Of course, they're being taught by their teacher, Takane Sensei, for those that get that joke. The teacher is voiced by the same seiyuu, an idol who does the voice of Takane for Idolmaster. But they are taught by their teacher to learn how to overcome their bad luck or make the best of it in certain situations. The whole show revolves around this group of girls and their daily life of them having bad luck and just being random and everything. Again, it's definitely the Moe show of the season. Even though it's at my number 10, it does have an 8.5 because I've been enjoying the hell out of the show because it's super cute. It's very funny. It's a great show to watch at like the after like a long day of work. One of two shows I will recommend after work, definitely, because this show will make you laugh. Definitely, it's definitely the comedy show of the season. I can guarantee you that too. But yeah, Anne Happy. That's Anne Happy. Currently on Crunchyroll right now for those that do want to watch it. It's a very fantastic show.
Not
Episode 8.
sponsored or anything.
No, not sponsored by Crunchyroll. Not yet, anyway. Should be sponsored by Shark Robot, but we're not. So,
One of these
but
days.
one of these days. Should be sponsored by J-List too, technically, but hey. Hell, we should be sponsored by everything. We should be sponsored by Seven Seas. We should be sponsored by Yen Press. We should be sponsored by Viz Media.
We should be
We should be
sponsored by
sponsored.
everything but Aniplex and ANN.
Yeah, pretty much. Hell, we can be fucking sponsored by fucking Chico's Tacos. I don't care.
I mean, hell, we really should be sponsored by J-List, considering I've spent fucking $600 on them in 1 year at Phoenix
Yeah,
Comic Con.
we've spent a whole lot of money there. But anyway, and Happy currently streaming on Crunchyroll. Episode 8 came out today, so can't wait to watch that today. So go check it out.
And then for me at number 9, maybe we'll just go into that.
Yeah.
I dropped the show after watching the first half of the damn episode. Crane Game Girls.
Oof. Ouch.
Just, unfortunately, no matter how great a season is, there always has to be that one show that is the crime edge of the season.
It's the turd in the punch bowl of this season.
And unfortunately, I mean, considering that this is the spring season,
it's that one guy who spiked the punch at the prom.
it's the one Ryback.
It's the one Ryborg who tweets too much.
The Crane Game Girls, just an Excel saga plot.
Let me stop you right there. That's why it's bad, because Excel Saga was bad.
Exactly. That's why I said it. Mixed with horrible animation, if you want to call it animation. I mean, the original plot, the original pilot episode for South Park had better animation than this.
Ooh, ouch. Let's put it this way. I'm pretty sure Inferno Cop has better animation.
I could sit and get through Crime Edge. I had to drop this after 3 minutes.
And it's a short show, too, which is the weird part.
Mm-hmm. And that's saying something because it's literally like a 4-minute show.
Yeah.
But yeah, number 9, the Jim Cornette of the Jim Cornette v. Vince Russo. Crane Game Girls.
Oh, man. And of course, at my number 9, the other Moe show of this season, the Moe Girls with Motorcycles, Bakuan.
Bro, you just called Anne Happy the best Moe show there is, and you said, and now you're calling this the other Moe show?
It is the other Moe show. There's 2 Moe shows this season, and Happy just happens to be better.
Then how is Anne Happy at number 10?
Actually, you know what? Let me switch that. Because I forgot to make that switch early on. I actually did forget to make that switch on my list. A busy couple days, so Meant to switch it, completely forgot about it. Thank you for reminding me now on air. But yeah, so number 9 switched with Anne Happy, and so Bakuan technically at number 10. Mole Motorcycle Show, fantastic show. The characters are great. It's very funny. There's Motorcycle Jesus because now we have CrossFit Jesus too. So technically, Seth Rollins would like this show because there's a lot of rolling in this show. It's the new variant of Rolling Girls, but it's super super funny. And it actually lets you learn about how motorcycles work and everything about that nature, like the different types of motorcycles and things of that. Which it fun. It's a great show. It's recommended. It's on Crunchyroll again as well. I think every show I've watched on here is on Crunchyroll actually.
Same.
But yeah, Bakuan at number 10 technically. So.
And number 8 for me, the other short show of the season. So much promise in the first 3 episodes, in the first 2 episodes, and then kind of faded to irrelevancy.
Corey Graves.
Pandai Peace. The show about making bread.
The short Moe show of bread. The show is the I am bread of the season.
I mean, they have a character in there who carries a baguette as a weapon that looks like Hime from Hime Goto, and the show is still at number 8.
Have you tried hitting someone with a fucking baguette? That shit hurts. I think those things are rock solid.
I ain't talking shit or anything. I'm just saying. I'm describing the character. But yeah, Hime with a baguette. And this show is still at number 8. I mean,
the show is the end parts of the bread of this season.
I mean, it's still good. Watch it because it's a short show, but don't expect a kill.
Absolutely not.
So yeah, number 8, How to Make Bread.
And at number 8 for me, one show from Trigger this season, Kisniver, which sits at an 8.5. Which sits at an 8.5 for me. Fantastic show, very fun characters. Nico, Chidori, Maki Honoka.
Maki Honoka just being one character, not Maki Honoka.
Yeah, no, literally. Name is Maki Honoka. Like first name, last name kind of, or last name, first name thing. But it's a great show about a group of kids who get drafted into this program called, I guess, the Kisniver program, if I remember.
Kizuna
program, yeah, thank you. The Kizuna program. And they are they're gathered together. They share the same pain. They share the same feelings. And they go on these missions to kind of help one another and to understand one another and to prove that the Kizuna program actually works. But with Trigger, it's a very well-written show. The animation's pretty good, actually. It's right up an alley of... Oh, gosh, it's like a little bit Ninja Slayer when it's 3D, but it's also a little bit of Kill la Kill in there somewhere, too. It's a fantastic show. It's worth watching. It's one of 2 shows from Trigger this season. Number 8, Kisniver, which is also on Crunchyroll.
And number 7 for me, I haven't even started the damn show, and it's already better than Pandai Peace. And that's Anne Happy. So, what's your number 7?
Yeah. Anne Happy is a fantastic show. My number 7 The girls on Panzer of this season, High School Fleet, High Foodie, which is also available on Crunchyroll. It's literally girls on Panzer with boats. That's what it's been, and each episode has continually been better than the last, with this most recent episode being a really fun episode that had to do with
Bro, don't spoil it.
had to do with water problems and rescuing people. I mean, the show has been fantastic. There's again sitting at an 8.5 on my list. It's just a great show. All the characters work well together. The captain is fantastic. You have Hanayo driving the boat. I mean,
And Nio,
because
who's named Bryn, by the way.
yeah, who is probably one of the better girls? Who's probably one of the best girls in the show. I mean, it's literally a group of girls piloting a boat and just doing stuff. I mean, it's fantastic. If you like Girls in Panzer, you like this show. This is better than Contact Collection, so I would definitely watch this. So at number 8, High School Fleet, High Foodie.
And at number 6, show that started off with a lot of promise and kind of just slipped into a routine. And that's Honoka Chaika's return to anime in Bakuan.
Bakuan.
I mean, the fact that now we have the winner of the 6th Holy Grail War in Honoka Chaika. And show doesn't make me want to buy a motorcycle, but it's definitely a weird ass show.
Yeah.
Try and get past the eyebrows. You'll like the show. Just the fucking rich girl. Because I'm completely forgetting everybody's name but Rin. The fucking rich girl, fucking motorcycle breaks down, and yet she just has another one like that.
Because she's rich.
Exactly.
There's a funny moment with her in this most recent episode too, which was pretty good.
Yeah, number 6, Bakuan.
Okay, so number 6 for me. The show kind of fell out of my top 5 because there's just been so many other shows that I've been better than it. But the show itself has been fantastic, even though it's a week behind a lot of the other shows. I think episode 7 just came out, and every other show is at like episode 8 or more. So it being a week behind kind of took away from it because of the things that happened in Japan, of course, but can't really blame it on that. So number 6 for me, damn it, number 6 for me is Sakamoto Desuga, or Haven't You Heard I Am Sakamoto? Fantastic show. Main character is funny as all hell. He's known as cool, cooler, and coolest, which really makes the show because no matter what the situation, he doesn't lose his shit. He's just, oh, this happened? Well, let me do this in a casual fucking way, which just makes it all the more funnier. So, at number 6, Sakamoto Desuga, it's worth watching. It's just a shame that this is only going to be like 12 episodes, which we won't get the 13th episode because it'll be on like a Blu-ray or DVD or something. They won't air that episode. Unfortunately, we'll only get to 12. But fine by me, because if they can end it on 12, then whatever. But I would recommend watching the show, and I would recommend picking up the manga as well, because the manga is only 3 volumes. So, but yeah, number 6, Sakamoto Desuga.
And then number 5, you're probably going to wonder why the hell I don't have this closer to the top. But my show from Trigger, you got to go with Space Patrol Luluko.
Why is that not higher?
I mean, just these recent last two episodes, Kill a Kill. It went from being its own damn show to just throwing in Kill a Kill.
Crossover universe. Well,
Then,
that just means that that all takes place in the same universe, which is amazing.
yeah. And then this most recent one, literally calling the episode Magical Planet Little Witch Academia and featuring the best girl from Little Witch Academia.
Susie.
Yes. I mean, in a normal season, this would probably be at number one or number two. Like if this aired last season, this would definitely be in the top two.
Mm-hmm.
But there are just so many better anime that nostalgia alone couldn't bring this into the top three. But number five for me, and by the way, watch the last episode is going to take place in Kisnaver.
Hey, fingers crossed. Who knows?
You're going
Because
to have an interseasonal crossing.
we literally have 3 universes left. You have Inabatawa, we have Ninja Slayer, and we have Inferno Cop left. And if they run out of ideas, I'm hoping they actually can get this moment to do this, since they're just doing it by episode. I'm hoping the next episode is Ninja Slayer. I'm hoping. I'm hoping the next episode is Inferno Cop, then Ninja Slayer, then Battle Wall, so that way they can make that transition into actual, fully animated anime, and then into Kids Neighbor
There you
as
go.
like a last plot twist kind of thing.
Watch. Next thing you know, Luluko, Nova, and Midori. They can feel each other's pain in the last episode.
I hope they show up in Kids Neighbor first, and then we get the fucking Whole Witch episode, or then we get the Luluko episode. It'd be like a because fucking Tokugawa series are known for doing that, for crossing over Kamen Rider and Sentai. So why not?
But yeah, number five, Space Patrol Luluko.
Space Patrol, Space Patrol, Space Patrol, Luluko, do 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 do. But my number five, one show that has climbed the ranks for me this season, that has started out as just a recommendation from a friend to me absolutely falling in love with this series. Number five, RE0. God, how much do I love this show? Every single week I watch it. I cannot wait for it. Wait for the next episode. I mean, each episode has been so fantastic, and those cliffhangers kill me every single week because something bad happens in every episode, or like almost every episode, and it just restarts the next week, and you have to see the main character climb through all this crap and make sure to come out on top on end. And it's been going again and again, and Trim just it's been so good. The storytelling has been fantastic. There's a joke out there. There was a joke poster created by the Anime and History Twitter account that this was literally live, die, repeat, or all you need is kill of the anime season. And that's legitimately what it is. It's live, die, repeat, live, die, repeat. What the show is, and it's fantastic. The way they've written it, the way the characters are voiced, just everything about the show has been fantastic, and I love it. It's why it's in my top five. It's why it's got a 9 on my list right now. So it's on Crunchyroll. Plug again, but it's worth watching. Number five, RE0. This is one show I hope to see come out over here because I will definitely be picking it up.
So, at number four, before I introduce it, I'm going to say something I don't think you're watching it, so I don't think you're gonna get it. But for those watching it, I'm just too lazy to introduce this one. At number 4, it's Tanaka-kun is listless.
Oh yeah, I've been hearing about this show.
Literally saw nothing but images of this show on Twitter.
I personally blame Sentai because they have acquired this show and they just spam it like crazy.
And literally, I'm like, okay, I gotta find this. It was Crunchyroll that spammed it for me.
Yeah, but Sentai's been spamming it for me a lot. So
But so pretty much it revolves around this guy, Tanaka-kun, who is literally listless, which he can fall asleep anywhere. He's asleep within the first couple minutes of the damn show. He's the kind of person that doesn't want to be the main character of his own life. But let me just describe some of the damn characters. So you have Tanaka, who's just really fucking lazy. You have Ota, who's his friend, who Tanaka describes as the ideal wife. So there's automatically a ship there. And I mean, you'll literally see Ota dragging Tanaka around the school and home just because of how listless he actually is. And then you have Miyano, who it's between her and Shirashi for a best girl, who literally wants Tanaka to teach her how to be listless. And no matter how hard she tries, she fails at being listless. And then you have, and she wants to be listless because she wants to try and impress somebody. And really quick spoilers, so skip ahead a couple of seconds, but she's trying to impress her best friend who literally just wants to go around and fight people. And then finally, you have Shiraishi, who trying to figure out the right words to describe her. She's literally not who she seems at the beginning. She is a loner in real life, but found a way to doll herself out up and make her the perfect high school girl. But yeah, just a great cast, and I'm too lazy to describe the rest. But number 4, Tanaka-kun is listless.
I remember seeing a scene from this show. It was one of the girl character. She was talking to somebody like she was like breaking up with them, but when you cut to the other person, it's just like a cart. It's like a little juice box of milk.
Oh, yeah, that was. I know.
I remember seeing that. I like busted out laughing. I was like, "Oh god!"
It's because you're talking about Miyano.
Yeah.
She's literally breaking up with strawberry milk because she wants to act mature.
This sounds like a show that I really need to pick up from this season. Like this might be the other show I pick up at the end of the season to watch.
The closest thing I could relate it to is Nozaki-kun.
Okay, so it's definitely something I should probably watch.
Yes.
My number 4, going from one Sentai show to another, Sha la la la. Flying Witch, number 4. Oh, dude, how much do I love this show? God, it's so good. So, watching the show at the beginning of the season, I had zero expectations for it. I was just going to watch it to see what it was like. And the more I watched, the better the show got, and the more comforting the show got. There was a quote from somebody, I guess a reviewer for Crunchyroll or something. He pretty much said that Flying Witch is like a warm blanket on a snowy winter Christmas morning. That's how good this show is. It's there. It's it's a fantastic show. The show being about Makoto, who's an actual witch. She goes to the countryside to learn how to become a better witch, and casting spells and knowing about herbs and spices and all that sort of thing for witches. She stays with her cousins who live out in the countryside. The school out there with her cousins or what her cousin or whatever, and the whole family out there is very countryside. In fact, the dad has like a really bad, really funny country-based accent, even in like the subtitles, the way they pass it off. But it's it's just her daily life being around her cousins and learning how to become a better witch. And we get to meet her sister, who's fantastic. We get to meet their friends who got turned into a half dog, half human girl because she got drunk and casted the spell on herself. Then we get to meet a whole cast of characters. It's always fun. There's never a dull moment in the show. There's always something fun to see in this show, whether it just be Makoto finding out things about the country life, or you know her cousin's little sister who is absolutely adorable, and her finding out more and more about witches, or Makoto's older sister who's just a fucking ball to be around because she's one of those girls that has like tan skin and white hair and drinks a lot of beer and watches a whole bunch of movies. And it's just all these things mashed together to make one of my favorite shows from this season. Flying Witch number 4, also on Crunchyroll, picked up by Sentai Filmworks, and I know when it comes out, I will be first in line to buy this show because the show has been that good. It's just such a good show, especially if you're out there, if you're old enough, if you're working, you have a bad day at work, you come home, watch Flying Witch. That show will just make your day a hell of a lot better. That will change like your day completely.
All right. So for number 3, I know you're probably going to have this either as your top or your second, but I have a logical explanation for this. Number 3 is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Part 4, which is, of course, Part 4 from this perspective of Josuke. But depending on how many episodes this is, if they're going to full start as Crusaders,
48, 49, I think is what the total is from what I heard.
Aye. So
at the rate they're going for the episodes, the first part at the end of this season should end with Red Hot Chili Pepper. If I remember, at the rate they're going, because I know it's going to carry over into next season, which it should carry over into the next 3 seasons actually.
If they're doing a Stardust Crusaders and they break it up into 24 individual seasons, then we're only on episode 4 of the season. We're on the equivalent of an episode 4 for the season.
Yeah, because I know I know it'll run at least 12, 13 episodes this season, and then another 12 to 13 next season because I know it's going to carry over. So,
Yeah.
but I don't know if they plan to cut it off there and make a season 2, or if they just plan to um, carry it through just 3 seasons and just make it a nonstop one season.
Yeah. But either way, right now we're on the equivalent of an episode 4 or an episode 2, depending on how many episodes they're actually going to do in one season.
Yeah. Because right now, the most recent episode was Yukiko's crush on um, Koichi, and that's going to carry over into next week for a part 2. So,
But yeah, I mean, there's really no reason to describe JoJo's. I mean, especially if you've listened to us talk about part 1, 2, and or 3.
yeah.
You'll see why we rank JoJo's pretty high. But number 3 for me is part 4.
I think after Yukiko is actually Red Hot Chili Pepper. I don't remember. I'm very deep into like part 4 of the manga right now. I think I'm very close to Kosaka Kawajiri, who's like the other half of the fucking Kira, fucking whatever his name is. Fucking the one dude that's actually the main bad boss of part 4. He's like Kosaku's like the flunky, I think, if I remember. I don't remember too much about the two characters, but I do know they have technically the same stand, but fucking Kira's is Killer Queen and Kosaku's is Stray Cat, so even though they look alike. But anyway, yeah. My number 3, the show that I picked up the manga for before watching the anime, because I really wanted to know, I really wanted to get into this anime beforehand. Boku no Hero Academia, or My Hero Academia. Oh, good show. Fantastic show. Mm, and it's a 9 out of 10 for me right now. Just watched episode 8 before I actually started this, so they're getting to like the main one of the main villains for this part of the manga. It's gonna be next episode. This was really a filler episode, but it was worth watching because it sets up for the next episode, which is fantastic. They're following the manga point for point, much like JoJo's does. It hasn't missed a step. There's all the characters sound fantastic. Everyone's doing great. Midoriya, his voice is fantastic. Bakugo's fucking voice is amazing. They knocked him out of the park. All Might is fantastic. The Frog Girl, it's Wednesday, my dudes, or fucking, oh shit, it's that girl. What up? But anyway, everything about the show has been fantastic. The animation's been on point. The characters have been fantastic. It's great. And I'm so glad I picked up the manga. Getting to read ahead and knowing what's coming is going to be fantastic. And it looks like at the rate they're going, I think this show has actually been labeled for 24 episodes. I don't remember. I think it's only 12, but again, I could be wrong. But if that's the case, I know where they're going to leave off. And if they get another season of it, there's plenty of more manga out there to do it. So at my number 3, Boku no Hero Academia, My Hero Academia, which is also on Crunchyroll. It's also streaming on Funimation with the dub that's coming out right now. So go watch the show. If you have an interest in the show, I would definitely watch it, and then I would read the manga, or read the manga first, then watch the show. It's worth it either way. It's fantastic.
And then number 2 for me, literally started watching this show on Tuesday. So I'm a couple episodes behind on it, but triggers, I want to say, their best work since Kill la Kill. In Kisnaver. And let me put the two shows from Trigger this way. They literally took Kill la Kill, broke it down, and said, okay, here's Mako, and here's Mako's family. Throw it to Lulico. And they made an entire anime around Mako's family. And then they took Satsuki, the Elite Four, Ryuko, and Mikisugi. I've been completely forgetting that guy's name. And they took all the action and said, let's make Kisnaver. They literally took the two aspects of Kill la Kill, separated them, and made them two distinct anime.
So, for Kisnaver, the guy who does the animation for Kill la Kill actually does the animation for Kisnaver. He's done it for every single episode so far. So,
and I mean, and you can just get a feeling for some of the characters from Kill la Kill in this anime. Like Nico, right off the bat, the personality of Mako with the look of Nui.
Yeah.
You have Sona, I'm forgetting the rest of her name. The blue-haired chick, Nori-chan.
Yeah. Who's like the head of the Kizuna.
She's pretty much Satsuki.
Yeah, pretty much.
Tenga, in a way, is like a mix of Gamagori and going back to the Gainax days, Kamina.
Yeah, really.
And then I'm forgetting the one guy's name. He's the one that used to be fucking fat as shit.
Yeah, the pretty boy.
He's literally. Why am I forgetting everyone from Kill la Kill right now? Inamuta, yes.
Yeah.
And then you have those mascots or whatnot. They're literally fucking guts.
Yeah. So,
and then you have the Mikisugi, literally both teachers. Oh wait, no, sorry. Tenga is more of a Sumugi. Sugumu, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I literally need to go back and watch Kill la Kill at some point. I'm forgetting way too much. And then every other character is somehow a mix of just everyone else in Kill la Kill. Except for the one fucking dude who a fucking masochist.
God, that character is so good.
I literally get Monogatari vibes from that guy.
Yeah, it's because he's tall, he's lanky, and he has purple hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty much.
But Trigger, though, the one thing I will give them is they know how to develop character.
Yeah, they really do that well.
I mean, I literally cannot choose between Nico and Chidori for best girl. Because literally, it's like in the first half of an episode, like the latest episode I watched, Nico will just come out there and be so eccentric that it's just like, okay, she's best girl. And then immediately, Chidori will go on this fucking spiel that just gives you the feels. And it's just like, how do I choose between the two?
Yeah. I think Nico has one of my favorite moments from the shows where she's punching the main kid, the emotionless one. I can never remember his name. She's like barely punching him in like the back of the head, and every time she feels the pain. I'm just like, oh, that's so good. It's so funny. And all you see her is just go, eh. And she's like, oh.
Yeah, that's from when they were trying to find the seventh Kisnaver.
Yeah, the fucking masochist.
But no, number 2 for me is just by the way, one thing. If you look at the names, you got the freshman Maki, you got the second year Honoka, and you got the third year Nico.
It's true.
For anyone that's a fan of Love Live. But yeah, number 2 for me, Kisnaver.
So, number 2 for me, it's the other Trigger show, Space Patrol Luco.
And all triggered top 2.
I started watching this show with no recognition. I just watched it because it was by Trigger. Watching through the show and seeing how many references there have been in this show, how many jokes that are in this show, and it only being 7.5 minutes long. This show is fucking amazing. It's so funny every single week. And it just completely tops itself every week with all the different references, Over Justice, the chief of police being fucking Inferno Cop's successor, Leluco pretty much being Mako, her dad being Barrazo Moncancho, fucking her mom being Raggio pretty much. Fucking her ship being the fucking Gokai Galleon from Gokaiger. I mean, literally, there's so many references in this damn show. Her friend, Midori, voice of Non Non Jakazuri. I mean, come on.
And the
Literally the same voice actress. What was that?
And the drinking game that goes with it.
Yeah, literally, the drinking game that goes with it. I mean, them pretty much traveling and finding these other planets. The Kill la Kill planet in episode 7.
Threadball planet, KRKX.
The best episode thus far, still.
Yes.
So good. The fact Raggio was not fucking around. The life fibers are still out there. This is in the same universe now.
By the way, I was thinking about that. Could the imposter Nova actually be a remnant of Nui?
Possibly, yeah.
I mean, they did say the life fibers would come back.
I would be okay with that, really. If that were the case, hell yeah. And I mean, look at what happened on that Kill la Kill planet. The life fibers, the fucking, I don't remember the name of the suits. Abducted people were literally lining the skies. Literally.
They were literally just life fibers.
Yeah.
They had like a specific name.
And when they defeated the imposter Nova, literally stripped of the will to fight came up. Like, Sen'i So Sheets. Like, really?
And then what made that episode is them playing Before My Blood Is Dry in the background.
Yeah, right during the final battle phase. Like, literally, fucking, all you hear is do 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 do. I'm like, all the feels, it's happening again. Oh, it was so good. Because literally, the imposter Nova went out much like Raggio. He said, fuck you, I'm not letting you beat me, I'm going to kill myself. And he set himself on fire and burned himself. That's literally Raggio doing the same thing, going out like that.
And then you have literally everybody turning into guts at the end.
Yeah, then Guts makes an appearance, but in like humanoid form. I'm like, what? Then, of course, episode 8, you slow it down, you bring it back down. The Little Witch Academia planet. That was amazing. I was so happy to see that. If you haven't seen LWA, go watch it. It's on Netflix. It's on Crunchyroll.
The fact that they actually brought a character in from Little Witch Academia.
Yeah, Susie. Susie makes an appearance to help out Leluko. Well, technically not really, but
Yeah, she sure helped her all right.
yeah. Oh no, she's the poison you drank. It won't kill you in 6 hours. It'll only kill you in like 63 years.
6 minutes.
6 minutes. 63 years.
That scene when just after they spoilers, by the way, right after they kiss and she just turns to Nova and he's just like just wiping it away. She's like, the fuck, bro.
Yeah, I was like, oh, you ass. And this is something that makes me happy. Every single week, I cannot wait for the Luco because I want to see where it's going to go next. Again, we still have all these planets left. We have the Eva Battle planet. We have the Ninja Slayer planet. We have the Inferno Cop planet. And if they want to, the kids name planets. So there's so much more to do with the Luco. There's still really, you can make this show go on for at least 24 episodes if you want to, just to wrap everything up with her mom and then give her a new adventure.
What would be funny as hell is if just like in the background somewhere there's a planet called Gynax that just blows up during the series.
That would be fantastic. Trigger, please do that. I really want that now. That'd be the best. Oh, so good. It's so strong. Oh. Oh my god. But yeah, my number 2, Space Patrol Leluco.
And then for me, number 1, this show caught me from the beginning. I told you that you needed to watch this show. And for me, number 1, High School Fleet or High Foodie.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect cast. I mean, literally, you have Hanayo, like he said, steering the ship. You have this perfect backstory. You have, of course, the unlucky girl who should be captain, but isn't because, anime logic. And then each week, the battles that they get into, or sometimes not even the battles, just the shit they get into, actually makes you want the next episode to be here literally a minute from now. I stopped watching this so that way I can just marathon it without having that feeling of each week like, shit, let there be another one. And each character in there, like I said, is perfect. Well, besides for some flaws, but those can be overlooked. I mean, especially the German girl. I'm forgetting her name, or as the main girl would call her, Brown Sugar. Wilhelm Brown Sugar.
Oh yeah, Wilhelmina, because that's an obviously German name.
So, number 1 for me, High School Fleet.
And of course, number 1 for me, if you haven't guessed it by now, it's not been on my list earlier, Diamond is Unbreakable Part 4.
Poser.
JoJo's Part 4. Fantastic show. Again, David Productions knocking it out of the park. Guys have been on point, following the manga perfectly. Oh, it's so good. Everything's been great. Bad Company has been Bad Company was so far my favorite episode of the series.
Which one?
Both. Because it's introducing a new stand in Bad Company, which I fucking love that stand because it's literally just army men that can shoot actual fucking weapons at you and everything. And then part 2 is the debut of Koichi's actual stand.
Echoes.
It's not the first time that he uses it, but it's Koichi's echoes. It's when he debuts his new stand that he gets. So, and now where we're at now, was a great episode with Yukiko's crazy ass falling in love with Koichi. So, which I can't wait for the payoff in the next episode because everyone's gonna be like, oh. But yeah, I can't wait to see how the show goes. So far, we actually got to hear a glimpse of oh, God, what's his name? Akira. We got to hear a glimpse of his voice before the Yukiko episode, which was last week's episode. Near some point at the beginning of last week's episode, we got to hear Akira's voice. So, so that means we'll probably be getting Red Hot Chili Pepper here very soon, which I absolutely look forward to because that was a very good part of the manga. But yeah, as far as with how deep I am into the manga at the moment, up to the one short little spiky headed dude that uses Harvestal, um, which is still a long ways off for them. So that's gonna be way far down the line. But right now, everything that I've seen, fantastic. The opening's great. The ending's starting to grow on me. All the characters are great. Yuki Kaiji knocks out of the park as Koichi, by the way. I didn't think he was going to be that good, but man, was I ever wrong. But yeah, number one for me, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Part 4, Diamond is Unbreakable. Also on Crunchyroll. But, and that is it for our top 10 anime from spring season. We should go to our first break.
Yeah.
Maybe. We'll take a quick intermission and then we'll be back. We'll talk Extreme Rules and then the Raw after, and then we'll talk about Extreme Rules, the Money in the Bank qualifiers, and all the releases and things that have been going on in the wrestling universe, minus Impact,
WWE
of
should
course.
have booked the Shining Stars.
Yeah.
Because I can book it better.
But yeah, we'll be back here in about 5 minutes. Stay tuned. All right, I'm gonna go grab something to drink real quick. I'll be right back.
All right. I'm back.
And I am back.
Literally
And
just saw the greatest tweet from Michael.
uh-oh.
Well, he retweeted something from Space Ganaha or Space Sabiki.
Right.
It's Azusa and her Poochie, and they just pretty much push aside a Hibiki. Or it, I can't describe it that well. You'll have to see it on Twitter.
Oh. Yeah, I see it. It's pretty good.
So anyway, breaking news starting in July, this podcast will be doing 2 brands.
Ah,
I'll be taking
yeah.
over one half, you'll be taking the other half. It'll be a completely new show with an entirely unique roster.
And this time I'll run Raw.
Bullshit.
I mean, you're all about that new era, right?
Oh no.
But yeah. So, of course, breaking news. As of a couple days ago, I think.
As of yesterday.
So there is going to be a draft again. I don't remember when it's going to be. I think it's the beginning of June.
They said
Some middle of June or something, right?
now here's what I'm thinking. It's going to be the week before the 18th.
Okay. So yeah, if that's correct, then we'll have a draft, which means brand split's
July
happening
11th.
again.
Look for the July 11th to be the draft because
Yeah.
SmackDown goes live on the 19th.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
I
brand
think
split is happening again. So that means the Raw and SmackDown draft is happening yet again. So it's very, very possible that we won't be seeing a lot of other people on Raw now, which is a good thing as well as a bad thing. which means they're trying to drive up viewer ratings for SmackDown by changing it up to Tuesday, making it be live, so that way they can get better ratings plus more advertisement.
here's what I'm thinking, and this is what I said they were going to do if they split the brands that no one seems to be picking up on except for Wrestling Inc. kind of. But legitimately, we're now beginning to see the beginning of the end of the Vince McMahon era in WWE.
Well, on TV anyway.
Well, here's the thing.
Because there, if you saw that earlier in the week on Twitter, somebody posted in case you missed it, there's how WWE runs business, pretty much how everything works for the business side of WWE, from the percentages that the TV gets to advertisement to selling merch to live shows to just general like how business meetings go and everything. You can actually, I didn't know this, you could actually listen to the business meetings and everything over on WWE.com for free. You just go in there and listen to it.
But here's why I'm saying this is the end of Vince McMahon in control of WWE. Last week, it was reported that Vince McMahon has officially sold enough shares of his portion of WWE to now he owns less than 50% of the WWE.
Yeah, he technically still owns WWE because he still owns 41% of WWE, and everybody else owns less. He's just giving people bigger shares. He's still running the company. he just has 41% now.
But here's what I've said about what the brand split would do. And this is literally the final test to see if Triple H can take over. SmackDown is going to be given to Triple H. And we've already seen it with them bringing up the head writer for NXT, which is why SmackDown has arguably been the better show the past couple of weeks. So don't be surprised if Stephanie McMahon is the one running SmackDown, which that video they put out yesterday logically makes no fucking sense. Because before WrestleMania, the huge thing was, and even leading up to Payback, it's literally like, I should be running Raw. No, I should be running Raw. A battle between the McMahons for who should be running Raw. And now all of a sudden they want fucking SmackDown? What the hell?
Yeah, that whole storyline kind of fell apart.
But don't be surprised if Stephanie McMahon is kayfabe control of SmackDown. But literally, SmackDown will be Triple H's product, and Raw will be Vince McMahon's.
Yeah. Well, and here's the other thing for that is that with how much of the company goes to live TV, it being a huge percentage of the actual earnings that WWE gets, moving SmackDown to Tuesdays is logically the best decision, and making it live is even better because you get more advertisement on Tuesdays. USA's fucking fine with it because as long as they're making money, they're happy. And plus, you get 2 hours of SmackDown, 3 hours of Raw. It's 5 hours of WWE programming. That's 5 hours more to advertise on live TV to get people to go buy the WWE Network or go buy this new car or go buy this fucking body spray. And advertisement, again, is also a huge revenue for them. The more they advertise, the more they make. So
here's one bad thing about that, though. And I think it was Wrestling Inc. who actually brought it up. But now you're going from 5 hours in the span of like 4 days to 4 hours in the span of 26 hours.
yeah.
And then
It's a lot of wrestling, yeah. That's a problem, yeah.
And then you include the pay-per-views that goes up to like 8 hours.
That's on Sundays, yeah. So that's a lot of.
And then who even knows about SummerSlam and WrestleMania?
Yeah. Well, that's another thing too, is that it's bad at one point, but it's also good for them because they're live on Tuesdays now with SmackDown. SmackDown, superior product, and that's going to drive Impact to either A, do better, or B, close its doors. They're trying to kill their competition.
Either that or Impact will move to another night.
Yeah, they've been trying to do it for years, and Impact has, fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you look at it, it stayed strong. And with the president of Pop TV saying that, oh yeah, I love this stuff. This is great to have on Tuesday nights. You know, it's something different from our just regular TV show schedule. And he explained that, you know, because Impact wasn't on the thing in the TV schedule later on in the year, is that because they're trying to figure out where to put it. So obviously Impact is probably going to move to another night because, you know, they think that according to the Pop TV president, he said that Tuesday nights like that could be Tuesday nights can be used better for certain things, like, but we don't know fully yet if it's going to move or not. Because as far as I know, they usually have Impact, they have a couple TV shows, and then they shoot like re-air Impact the same night for like the Western audiences. But of course, they took away that replay now. They said the Pop president said, we don't need a replay. That time slot's better suited for other shows. If you miss Impact, you could always watch it somewhere else. You could always watch it on like poptv.com or something like that. I don't know. But regardless of the situation, Impact is going to be here for like. Of course, he said that they're here to sign. They've stayed on for at least another few years. They signed a multi-year contract, so they're definitely going to be around for a couple more years. But they're going to struggle. SmackDown is the far superior product against them because SmackDown has a better assortment of talent and doesn't have really shitty storylines like the ones that are going on now in Impact, where fucking Matt Hardy has a giant Jufro with a white streak in it, and he wants to beat the shit out of Jeff. The Grado Al Snow thing is still fucking going on. And then an Ultimate X match just happened this week, which Davey Richards just won the X Division title technically, even though, the shenanigans with Shane Helms at ringside and Trevor Lee taking the title from him and showing it to the ref. Like, oh yeah, I pulled it down, I won. So it's still the same thing. As far as I know, Jade is still Knockouts champion. So that's all that really matters.
TNA needs one thing. They need a savior.
Better booking.
And they need Damien Sandow.
Oh God, dude. If they signed him, I'd be happy for him because he's actually back on TV and wrestling again. But I would also be upset because that's a very, very bad decision.
Literally, you can bring him back and just as an FU to WWE, call him the savior. And they can play the entrance music he had in WWE because that's not owned by WWE.
I know it's free reign. It's free reign music. Plus, actually, I believe, if I'm right, Sandow owns the rights to the Damien Sandow name type, so he can be Damien Sandow anywhere else he wants.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's already doing an indie show here later in the year where he's going to actually wrestle against Colt Cabana over in New Jersey, which I think that's going to be fucking amazing.
And, of course, unfortunately, Goldberg's going to TNA. Or
I did not hear that.
Ryback. Well, from what it's sounding like.
What it sounded like, yeah. He's hinting at going to fucking Impact, which stupid move on his half, but whatever.
And I mean, if TNA were smart, they'd pick up Cody Rhodes.
Again, well, you okay? So I don't know if you know, but they did pick up. God, I can never remember his actual name. Goldust. They did pick up Goldust at one point. Brought him over to the product. He got extremely fat between that time away from WWE until he went back. They called him Black Rain. They literally turned him into their version of Goldust, and it failed miserably. I really don't want that for Cody. Cody's a great young talent that deserves a lot better than a fucking thing of face paint and a jumpsuit.
Here's the thing. If he goes to TNA, because he didn't want the Stardust gimmick.
Well, yeah, of course, with his statement that came out, which will be down in the links below, obviously in the video, but after reading his statement, it's ridiculous how he was pretty much treated by some of the booking people, some of the people that booked gimmicks and things of that nature. The fact that 3 or 4 of them were the ones to back him and say, nah, he doesn't need to do this. And the rest of them said, no, fuck you. We're going to make him draw on face paint, be like your brother, and go out there in a jumpsuit and be an idiot. Like, really? This is a son of a plumber. And I get that he didn't want to use his dad's name, but the kid has talent. He deserves better. He doesn't need to be treated like he's some low-card dude. I mean, even Triple H and Vince are like, nah, you're not a main eventer. Get out of here. I'm like, reading that, I'm like, seriously? Like, you have this kid here. He's a great up-and-coming talent. He's been in the business. This kid can go. He can wrestle. He's a young, bright future kind of kid. And you just shrug him off, throw him in the mid-card, tell him to go throw on face paint. He deserves better. And I don't think Impact will do that for him. Impact, unfortunately, will probably try to turn him back into Stardust, but just a different freaking gimmick.
I mean, I know they're shit booking, but do you really think TNA is that dumb?
They did it with Goldust. That's all I'm saying.
But yeah, that was Goldust though. Goldust was Goldust back in 1996 till
Well,
now.
I mean, if you
So
look what
of
they've
course
done
he
with
goes to
Matt
TNA.
Hardy.
Well, so of course he's going to go to TNA and be a version of Goldust. Cody Rhodes, on the other hand, has only been Stardust for about a year and a half, 2 years. He's still Cody Rhodes, and if TNA was smart, they would give him a good gimmick because Cody Rhodes can get whatever fucking character he's wrestling as over. He did it with Legacy Cody Rhodes,
Yeah.
Dashing Cody Rhodes, the Phantom of the fucking Opera, and Stardust. He got every single one of them over. And if TNA were smart, they'd bring him in, let him be whatever fucking character he wants, and get him over that way.
Again, if TNA were smart, not necessarily saying that they're not smart, but they haven't made the best decisions, especially with kind of just certain things that have been in TNA with this whole shit Maria storyline that's still going on, by the way. That she's still feuding with Gail Kim, even though Gail still does not have the title anymore, and that there's two other women now that are around her as her, I guess, her bodyguards or whatever the hell they are. And now this whole thing with Matt Hardy, because the match that he had with Jeff permanently changed him, and now he has this giant afro with like a white streak, and he has to take out Brother Nero and put Jeff down permanently because he caused all these problems, and he used to have family, and just this whole situation just like it just doesn't feel like the right fit for Cody Rhodes. Like, he's better suited going somewhere else. Now, I'm not saying that he's better suited for TV. I'm not saying he's better suited for a different company here in the States. Like, if he went to Lucha Underground, not too sure on that. I don't know. If you went to Impact, maybe. Same with Sandow. If you went to somewhere else, maybe. Again, guys like that, they have enormous amount of talent. WWE missed the boat with them. They could have done a hell of a lot better with them. They could have changed them around, gave them an opportunity, more importantly, and actually had them go somewhere with it. But they didn't. If Impact were to pick up both Sandow and Rhodes and reform them as a tag team, the Rhodes Scholars in TNA, but call them something different, I'd be fine with it. As long as they're, not gimmicky bullshit and actually they're actual legitimate, like, young buck kind of wrestlers. Like, they come in, they're like, oh yeah, we're the new guys. We're the better talents. We're better than all the other tag teams here. And they challenge for, like, the tag titles or whatever against whoever's holding them right now. I'm assuming it's Decay still. And they eventually, you have them, you write them off, and you have them break up, and they go for, like, the King of the Mountain title, and they have a barn burner of a match. If they know how to book these two correctly, if they can do it correctly, I'd be fine with it. I don't want them ruining these two guys, because these two guys have the huge amount of talent that deserves better. These two guys who were misused by WWE, who like missed the boat with the booking guys because they're so stuck in their goddamn ways because of Vince. And again, well, I mean, hell, I'd be happy if Cody went to NJPW. Hell, his talent over there, he could be a fucking Super Junior. He could win the fucking Super Junior Cup over there. He could hold the IWGP Intercontinental Championship. Same with Sandow. Sandow went over there? Hell yeah. Those two would be hella used over there because all the talent in JPW is used. But again, I'm not necessarily saying that they don't need to be on TV again here in the States, but if they do get on TV again, I hope the booking was good for them because I don't want them to fail.
All right.
It's kind of the same situation with a lot of the talent that's in WWE currently. They're missing the boat with how they're booking them. I mean, they could be booked a whole lot better. Like Dean Ambrose, for example. They're missing the boat with him. Going to Extreme Rules. He's had this match with Jericho before. You know, he beat him cleanly in the ring off the Dirty Deeds, and then they still had him feud with it. Go all the way to Extreme Rules in a lethal lockdown Ravens Clockwork of Orange match that they called the Asylum match, which was the worst match of the night. 26 minutes of just shit. And I mean, if you look at what they're doing with him, they're completely missing the boat. And I know what they're trying to do with him. They're trying to set him up to be in the main event so they could have a Shield triple threat at SummerSlam for the title.
The thing about that, though, is you've already ruined Dean Ambrose by having him lose to fucking Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
The thing about WWE is they don't know who the fuck they want to get over.
They need to push to the right people. And in this case, they haven't done that with Ambrose. If they would have had him win at WrestleMania in an actual better match than what fucking they put on, the shit that they put on.
The Asylum match should have been the match at WrestleMania. If that is Dean Ambrose's specialty, and that is exactly how I would have booked it, you make it an extreme cage match where there's weapons inside the cage. You pretty much make it that damn Asylum match, and you make Dean Ambrose win against Brock Lesnar. You've put over the gimmick match. You've put over Dean Ambrose as a legitimate talent, and Brock Lesnar can go back to Canada and be alone until he comes back for SummerSlam. And that's one person you didn't waste.
Yeah.
But no, instead you have to put Brock Lesnar over for some goddamn reason.
More than likely because they pay him more money. I can guarantee you that. His fucking contract is probably worth half what the fucking company is.
It's either that or they couldn't stand the fact that Dean Ambrose was an actual better face than Roman Reigns.
Mm-hmm. We've been hearing how fucking Kevin Dunn has been fucking with the dials over on fucking Raw and on the pay-per-views to where, you know, fans have been booing Roman out of the building and Kevin Dunn's frantically scrambling in the back, pressing all the buttons to make it sound like cheers, but it's really not. Or how he's been changing signs in the crowd digitally because fucking they don't want any signs saying that Roman sucks. Because him and Vince are so hype on fucking Roman at the point that they really do not want to put it over anybody else. That's why you've been hearing AJ Styles get booed. Bullshit. You know, if AJ Styles would have won that belt, that would have been a fucking riot in the city of fucking Chicago that he won that belt. Because if he did, everyone would be cheering. Everybody would be fucking up in arms and be like, yes, finally we have somebody we can cheer for the fucking title. But no, instead, you know, we get the same fucking match we got at Payback and Extreme Rules, and then we get this fucking bullshit ending where Roman, he gets beat down with a chair for like 10 minutes, gets his ass beat down, gets 2 Styles clashes on a fucking chair. No sells, both of them, by the way. Gets back up. AJ goes for that stupid phenomenal forearm, gets speared out of midair by Roman, gets pinned clean 1, 2, 3. The fuck?
Well, to be honest, with one of those Styles clashes, AJ got pulled off Roman Reigns by the Usos, so that can't be faulted on Roman Reigns no selling it. But yes, it's just stupid decisions. And That's not booking's fault. That's the agent's fault that are supposed to be there making sure the match is actually run well. I mean, literally, the agents fucked over Extreme Rules. Because they literally have a huge spot in the pre-show that gets kicked out of. So now any big move or anything that's going to happen at the very end has already been ruined. Because the agents don't know how to work a fucking match anymore.
And speaking of talent they're not putting over correctly, Baron fucking Corbin, how you doing? Because you're on the pre-show, you're fighting Dolph Ziggler in a no-holds-barred match, which didn't have any fucking like weapons in it really. It like what? This match went on, Corbin kicked Ziggler's ass, pinned him clean, 1, 2, 3, and now he's gonna face Ziggler again. This feud is done. Let it die. Stop trying to put Ziggler over. You're putting Corbin over Ziggler. He's done with him. He's won twice in a row now at both Payback and Extreme Rules. This feud is done. Let him
Corbin
move
lost
on.
at a Payback.
He won at Extreme Rules. He's beaten Ziggler all the way to Extreme Rules. He beat Ziggler all the way to Extreme Rules. Fucking, this feud is done. He beat him at Extreme Rules. It's over. Let Corbin move on.
To be honest, he's feuding with the wrong person to begin with. It should be Mark Henry. Baron Corbin should literally be going after legends.
He should be, yeah. We've explained this before that he should be going after legends until Randy Orton is capable of coming back. By the way, congratulations to Randy Orton and his wife because they're about to have their second baby girl, if I remember, sometime this summer, if I remember. But congratulations to them. But yeah, until Orton comes back, he should be going through like all these legends or whatever that are still able to go in the ring and fucking have him be the new legend killer until Orton comes back to challenge him for it at SummerSlam. But no, instead we're getting Ziggler versus Corbin, Ziggler versus Corbin, Ziggler versus Corbin. Nobody cares anymore. This is why this match gets no fucking reaction. That's why it didn't get any reaction in Extreme Rules. Corbin won in a no-holds-barred match off a low blow instead of, blasting Ziggler with a chair, hitting him with, like, something heavy to, like, knock him down, hit him at the end of the day, pin him 1, 2, 3. No, instead, Corbin low blow, roll up 1, 2, 3. No, just it's not how you book talent. He's got the Baron Corbin, guy's got a lot of talent. He can do well for himself. He can wrestle. He's beaten Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler is a former two-time world heavyweight champion. He needs to be against somebody else now. He needs to, if anything, he should be in the consideration for the United States title. But unfortunately, well, now that I think about it, since Rusev won the title at Extreme Rules, he broke Kalisto's back, by the way. He beat Kalisto at Extreme Rules, won the United States title. Rusev is going to lose it to John Cena, who's coming back on Memorial Day. And Raw is on Memorial Day. So I expect that to happen, by the way. So that's already a match for Memorial Day Raw. Cena versus Rusev, United States title. Rusev loses clean, 1, 2, 3, transitional champion. That's when Baron Corbin should come out, beat down Cena, start taking out the legends. Cena in his own right is a legend. 15-time world champion or 14-time world champion, whatever.
15.
Dude's 15, yeah. He's won the United States title a whole bunch of times. He's been a tag champ. Dude's a legend in his own right. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame someday, obviously. He's the technical face of the company. Let Corbin beat him. Let Corbin beat him, win the United States title, and freaking let Corbin be the United States champion to run with that title. Let him bring that, new era, as you call it, to life. Have him beat John Cena. But of course, we know Cena probably won't put him over because that's Cena. Ha ha ha.
To be honest, WWE has a prime opportunity to put both Rusev and Corbin over.
Yeah.
You literally have Rusev beat John Cena keeping the U.S. title.
Hmm.
You visibly show that John Cena's a little bit weaker because of that shoulder injury. Cena's getting old. He's breaking down now. His time is up. His time isn't now anymore. So literally, John Cena loses on his return to Rusev. He wants a rematch. Rusev gives it to him. Out comes Baron Corbin. Gets the DQ. Rusev retains the title. Baron Corbin cuts a promo saying, "Your time is up. This is my time. You're a has-been. And it's time for you to go away." Instantly getting two
Literally.
people over.
Yeah, it's literally what it is. It's what has to be done. Because you gotta get fucking Corbin away from Ziggler. You gotta have Ziggler get beaten, fade out of the mid card picture, go somewhere. Like repackage Ziggler from being fucking Shawn Michaels for a minute and have him go down to like fucking main events or superstars. Fucking send him back down to NXT and repackage him down there, please. Because the shit that he was wearing in Extreme Rules kind of pissed me off because he stole. It's literally Shawn Michaels tights, but with a Bret Hart color gimmick. He's not Shawn Michaels. I don't care how bad you're trying to get him over as Shawn Michaels. He's not Shawn Michaels. If he were Shawn Michaels right now, he would be an asshole backstage. He'd be a pill popping addict, and then you'd have to strip the IC title off him twice. And then you'd have to screw somebody over in fucking Montreal. Not happen. Well, the other thing happened, but that's for the fucking women's title, and that's why it's stupid.
Well, and to be honest, Survivor Series is in Canada this year.
Yeah. But of course, you get Corbin, you get fucking Ziggler, who's trying to be Shawn Michaels. Obviously, it's not working. Nobody fucking cares anymore. Like literally, stop pushing Ziggler as Shawn Michaels 2.0 because it's not. He's literally not. He may use a super kick or whatever. He may use this. He uses a super kick more than he uses his actual finisher, and that's the fucking stupidest thing. And of course, he does the whole tuning up the band thing every now and again as well. I'm like, you are not Shawn Michaels. Go away, Dolph. You are the worst thing because you're stealing a gimmick, and the fucking company's letting you get away with it. You need your own gimmick. What you need to do, go back to your short little black tights, go back to your black hair, and just be an asshole to everybody. That's your fucking gimmick. You're better off being a heel than you are being a face. Everybody thinks you suck as a face. Of course, that goes into, just different parts of the company. The woman's title, look where it is now. Look what's happening now. Charlotte wins at Extreme Rules because she gets Natty in the figure eight because Natty got distracted by Dana Brooke, of all people, walking out as Ric Flair. Why is Dana Brooke involved in this feud again? She shouldn't be. You know what this is? It's a blonde Wyatt family. And you know what just happened on Raw this week? Guess what? Charlotte just booted Flair, and he's gone. What have we been talking about for the longest time? That Charlotte should boot Flair. How long did this storyline take to come about? Why is Dana Brooke involved, even though she shouldn't be?
Well,
Dana Brooke is the second heel in the women's division right now. She's the second top heel in this division. If anything, she should be fucking pouncing on Charlotte at every opportunity that she has to beat Charlotte down and say, hey, you know what? I want my shot. I'm here now. I want a shot. Screw Natty, screw Sasha, screw Becky. I want my shot. No, instead she's playing bodyguard to Charlotte.
and that's because Emma went down.
Yeah, it's because Emma went down with a back injury. And of course, now that Sasha is out with a concussion, thanks a lot to that referee who kneed her in the face, all we have left now is Becky Alicia Fox, and Naomi, I think, is still part of the company, maybe? I don't know.
Bro, you're forgetting Paige.
Paige. Yeah, I forgot. Whoa, speaking of which, Paige beat Charlotte. There you go. Paige beat Charlotte on fucking Raw because of Natty. Paige should be out there saying, you know what? I beat you. It may have not been clean, but I beat you. I pinned you 1, 2, 3, even though it was a roll up. I beat you. I want my shot. Where's my shot?
Here's the thing. You're on the right track. Should have Paige come out saying that she should be the next challenger for the title. And then you have Summer Rae come out saying that she beat Paige clean, so she deserves the shot. And Shane McMahon comes out and says, all right, tonight, Paige, Summer Rae, #1 contenders contest. That's how you do it.
Yeah, there you go. That's what should happen. And Paige should win, and Paige should get that title shot at whatever the next pay-per-view is. I'm assuming it's Summer's Money in the Bank. Should be a Money in the Bank match. Hell, have a Divas Money or have a Women's Money in the Bank match, please. Can we do that? It's on pay-per-view. We can have a women's ladder match. It won't kill them. It'll hurt them, but it won't kill them. I mean, why not? It would work, right?
Yeah.
But really what should happen on the next Raw, the #1 contenders match between Summer Rae and Paige. Paige beat Charlotte, but Summer Rae beat Paige. So, hey, #1 contenders match. Paige wins. She goes on to face Charlotte, Money in the Bank. Wins the title, maybe doesn't. And then we get like a fatal 4-way or something at SummerSlam. Charlotte, Becky, the returning Sasha, and Paige. Or depending if Sasha comes back from the concussion that soon, I don't know. Said that she might be out until SummerSlam. But if that's the case, then we need to replace somebody there because I know it's not going to be Emma. So why not have it be Dana Brooke? Have Shane come out and say, you know what, your bodyguard's been playing an essential role in all these matches. She's been interfering, causing you to win. How about I put her against you for that title at SummerSlam? By the way, I'm gonna have somebody else in this match that you're familiar with. Remember Becky? She's been busting it up down. She's been busting up all the other women. She's in there. Oh yeah, by the way, forget about Paige. Paige still has a rematch clause. She gets a shot. Have fun at SummerSlam, Charlotte. That's where Charlotte drops the title to one of 3 women, and that's where it changes pace. Because after SummerSlam, if NXT TakeOver The End is going to be like the last NXT event permanently, if NXT is going to close its doors, then and all the roster down there is going to be moved up, then you have a prime opportunity to move Alexa Bliss, Carmella, and Bayley all up to that main card.
Well, The End is not the final show. Because The End takes place on June 8th, I think. Or hold on, actually, let me.
Because if they don't have any more NXT live events or whatever for any more events for NXT this year, then if it's true, if the draft comes up, then and it's NXT is not going to be a thing anymore. You have all this prime talent coming up to the main card that needs to be set right.
Now,
these guys.
NXT has 2 more takeovers this year. You have The End, and then you have the one right at SummerSlam. So NXT ain't ending. This is literally. It's literally.
But again, that's only if that's the case, though.
I'm saying the reason why it's called The End, and for some reason, nobody seems to be getting this, is that this is literally going to be the final match in the Finn Balor Samoa Joe saga.
Yeah, because it's literally Finn Balor wins the title back and he moves up to fucking whatever show. Or B, he doesn't win it and he moves up to whatever show. It's gonna happen. I can guarantee it's either gonna happen at Money in the Bank, or B, he's going to feud with somebody else until SummerSlam. And who knows? Hideo Itami might be back by then, so why not have him feud with Hideo? I mean, why not? They have that live show that's going to be over in fucking Tokyo, where they're going to have John Cena against Shinsuke Nakamura.
That's Honolulu.
Oh, yeah, it's in Hawaii. That's right. Yeah, it's in Hawaii. Plus, they have that live show over in Tokyo that's going to happen. It's like, you have prime opportunities here. Got to do things the right way. Of course, we still have the tag division. The New Day are still champions, by the way. It's fine. I'm okay with that. How about this? We get to SummerSlam. It's been a whole year since New Day has held the titles. By the way, they've held the titles since SummerSlam of last year. So, one whole year for New Day holding those tag titles. Then they lose them at SummerSlam. I'm fine with that. I get it. Gotta move on. New Day can still be a tag team. They can still, do the whole New Day thing, and they can feud with somebody else because you're going to be bringing up all these different tag teams eventually. You got American Alpha coming up and coming here. God, hopefully soon. You have the Revival, who are just down and out, like no high flyers, just a lot of fists kind of guys. Think about it. Hell, you have two good tag teams possibly coming up. You could have Blake and Murphy finally make the jump since they just broke up on NXT not that long ago. You can have them say, screw it, we're going up to the main card and we'll tag there and try to be better off there. You have all these tag teams that they can lose the title to. It's very possible that they could lose it to the Vaudevillains at SummerSlam. My issue is, I know that I have read into it, by the way, that Vince thinks the Vaudevillains is a stupid gimmick and he doesn't like it. Because you don't know what a good gimmick is, Vince.
That's why the Vaudevillains will end up on SmackDown.
And then, of course, you have Enzo and Cass, who are still over as shit. With Enzo's return now, I think it's a prime opportunity for fucking Cass and Vaudevillains to get back at it at Money in the Bank for the number one contendership. Number one contenders, they set up that feud with New Day all the way till SummerSlam, whether it be Vaudevillains or Enzo and Cass.
Except you don't want to pull the trigger too soon on Enzo and Cass versus New Day.
Yeah, that's why it can be either or. So, and that's how you have the tag team. Then you have somebody else holds the titles for a while, and then the brand split happens, and they defend them against all these other tag teams. And if it's the case, if that's what the rumor mill is implying, that NXT may not be a thing after SummerSlam.
That's just speculation. It's
speculation,
not a rumor.
Obviously. Just speculation as of right now. But if that's going to be the case, then you have a whole slew of tag teams coming up to expand that tag division. Again, you also still have Gallows and Anderson. Those guys deserve a fuck ton better than what's going on right now with them, because they've lost to the Usos, but then they kicked the fucking hell out of them at Extreme Rules and beat them. Then just this past Raw, they broke up with AJ Styles. So, because Styles lost to Kevin Owens, by the way, for the Money in the Bank match. Going over the qualifiers, by the way, Sami Zayn is in because he beat Sheamus. Jericho is in because Apollo Crews fucking botched the fucking lion salts or whatever.
He didn't just botch that. He botched the entire fucking entrance to that match.
Yeah.
Literally.
You could also hear him calling spots, by the way, too, which is bad.
But not like literally, and this is another problem with the agents. You had a promo, and this was obviously taped before Raw, where Chris Jericho attacks Apollo Crews. And yet Apollo Crews walks out there Like, nothing happened. Where's the fucking agent telling Apollo Crews, hey, remember, you were attacked by Chris Jericho. Fucking sell it.
Mm-hmm. And then, of course, you have Dean Ambrose in because he beat Dolph Ziggler, which why Ziggler was in contention for a fucking Money in the Bank shot, even though he lost at the pay-per-view. Same for Chris Jericho, by the way. Why those two were in contention for a Money in the Bank opportunity is beyond me, but whatever. And then you have, of course, fucking Kevin Owens. He beats AJ Styles clean, by the way, which was a fucking shock.
Which,
Because I didn't think they would put fucking Kevin Owens over AJ Styles, but
here's the thing. You just ruined all credibility for AJ Styles.
yeah, no joke, yeah.
I mean, literally, this guy beats Roman Reigns 2 out of 3 falls at Payback. Has one hell of a match with Roman Reigns at Extreme Rules. And then you have him lose clean to Kevin Owens. Bullshit.
Yeah.
There is no reason for AJ Styles to be a main eventer anymore. You
Yeah, and
might
I
as well
think
just
that
throw him in the fucking mid card.
what they're trying to do with him now is to move him down away from the title for a while to kind of recoup him and then probably move him to like the IC title picture after Money in the Bank. That's what my guess is.
Literally, if you wanted to make this something, it's like Vince Russo said, you have Gallows and Anderson pissed off at AJ Styles saying that shit, coming out and kick AJ Styles' ass, and Kevin Owens gets over that way.
But that was not the case. And of course, now we have the next member of the Money in the Bank match, fucking Alberto Del Rio. And he was promised a title shot when he came back to WWE after leaving Lucha Underground like an idiot. He came back, he won the United States title, lost it, ended up in the fucking League of Nations, is completely unhappy with how things are going, and apparently he has heat with Triple H. And he gets put into the Money in the Bank match, which happened on SmackDown, which I don't know who he beat, and I really don't care. They put him in the Money in the Bank match. I have no idea why. He hasn't done fuck all for like the last couple months. Major feud at all. So after the League of Nations split, there's been nothing for him. He's beaten down on Kalisto a couple of times. I think that's it. And that's because only Rusev interfered.
And bro, how about this shitty booking for Raw? Miz, he won his match, and he's a champion, and he has a qualifying match. And yet Rusev, who was the only person to switch titles or to gain a title, nowhere to be seen on Raw.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Miz is. Wait, Miz had a qualifying match on Raw?
If I remember right, yes.
Was it this week or was it this next week?
No, it was this past Raw.
Fuck, I don't even know. Really? I didn't think he won that. No, Cesaro beat him. No,
That's
yeah,
what I'm
Cesaro
saying, but
beat him.
he had a qualifying match.
Yeah, I
He
know.
was champion, but he was in a qualifying match.
That's the gimmick for fucking Money in the Bank is that they always want one champion in there. So I'm assuming the last fucking spot's gonna be for Rusev.
But the thing is, where was Rusev on the show at all? Not even cutting a
Nowhere.
promo. Like, literally. The booking is right there. You have Rusev come out on the show right after he wins the title, talking about how he won it back, and now this time there's no John Cena to come and take the title away. This is his belt, and you literally start building heat on Rusev. You have him cut that promo saying how there's no hope. The next week he comes out and he's like, this title is such a disgrace for holding the words United States on it. And he changes it to the European Championship and says, anybody that wants to fight me for this, who thinks they can stop me, come out and do it. All of a sudden, John Cena's music hits, and there's your feud. You get legitimate heat on Rusev, and you give John Cena a reason to fight for that title.
But no, that won't be the case, unfortunately. WWE booking, man, I'm telling you. It's getting predictable / really bad sometimes. Other times it can be fine. It can be booking just fine. Other times it's predictable, it's boring, it's not good. So the Money in the Bank qualifier, we have Sami Zayn is in, Kevin Owens is in, Cesaro is in, Dean Ambrose is in, Del Rio is in. So I'm assuming the last match will be on Raw this week, coming up. Don't know who's going to be in it. My card, my thought, it's probably going to be Rusev if they don't have a champion in there. Because there's always a gimmick that somebody's holding a title in a Money in the Bank match already that they want to move up to the next title. And of course, here's another thing that I did not like from Raw this week. Seth Rollins is back. CrossFit Jesus has returned to us, the White Ranger. He came back, he pedigreed Roman, held the title up, as fucking Extreme Rules went off the air. Raw the next night, he's there, he cuts his little promo or whatever. He goes backstage, he runs into Stephanie, he goes to give her a hug, say, hey, Steph, the authority, yeah. He immediately turned heel, by the way, because of that. And then Steph's like, oh, no, Seth, it's a new era. Shake my hand. And you bury your just biggest talent right there. Steph puts herself over the other talent.
And here's another thing. I mean, as much as people hate Roman Reigns, you still got to protect his character. Listen, Roman Reigns has literally, and Vince Russo brought this point up, so anybody watching this that's just saying I'm repeating Vince Russo, some people don't watch that fucking podcast, but this makes legitimate fucking sense. Roman Reigns just won the fucking title. He won a huge match against AJ Styles. He's celebrating. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, Seth Rollins comes and pedigrees him in the middle of the ring. And yet the next night, Seth Rollins is out there cutting a promo in the middle of the ring. Where the fuck is Roman Reigns to spear him?
Mm-hmm.
Like, legitimately, if I came out of nowhere after you had won something or done something that you've been trying to achieve and just punched you in the face, the next time you saw me, you'd probably be trying to kick my ass.
Yeah.
Where the fuck?
Logical sense.
Where the fuck is Roman Reigns?
Fucking, where the fuck was Roman? It's like the fucking Eddie Guerrero Mysterio match. Where the fuck was Roman?
I mean, literally, you could have
the fucking Vicky Guerrero.
You could literally have Roman Reigns come out there, spear Seth Rollins. They have a huge fight. Shane McMahon is calling out security to have a huge pull apart and saying, Seth, you want your title match? You're getting it at Money in the Bank. And you've literally protected your character. You've gotten the feud over. and you've gotten heat on either Seth Rollins or Roman Reigns. Simple as that.
That's another thing. I'm sick of him using the pedigree. Change that fucking finisher. He's not Triple H. I'm done with him using the pedigree. Give him something else. Hate Seth Rollins doing that fucking pedigree.
Well, I mean, they're obviously setting up for a Hell in a Cell match between Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, no shit.
So you can revive the Triple H Shawn Michaels rivalry.
Ugh. Oh yeah. But yeah, it's Extreme Rules, fucking the Raw after Extreme Rules, the Money in the Bank qualifier, just everything going down. Extreme Rules, crap pay per view. Best match of the night was obviously that Fatal 4-Way for the IC title. Fantastic match, knocked it out of the park. Everything else sucked. The the main event was okay. Let's put it that way. Even though it made Roman look hella strong. Then, of course, the Raw after, not as great. I mean, kudos to Sami Zayn, Cesaro, and Kevin Owens for getting in. Not so much to Jericho, Del Rio, and whoever. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Hopefully, Money in the Bank will be a better pay per view because that ladder match usually will be fucking one of those things where all the people in it will thrive and make the match the best that they possibly can. But I don't want to see people running in mid-match to interfere in the match. I don't want to see Miz coming down to distract Cesaro. I don't want to see somebody else distracting, whoever else. I want to see I do not want to see Ambrose and fucking Jericho brawling it out throughout this entire match, and then one of them costing each other the fucking chance to get the title, to get the fucking briefcase that leads to this feud again. It needs to go away now. Time those two are together in the same ring. Perfectly okay if it ends at Money in the Bank. It's where it needs to end. It needs to stop. But beyond that, I don't think anything else is that's gonna happen at fucking Money in the Bank unless Seth Rollins actually does get a title shot against Roman Reigns.
No, the match has
Don't
already
know.
been set.
Oh, well, that's the case. Money in the Bank is getting slightly better by the day. But yeah, that's WWE, and that's
Really quick.
What's going on.
Since they teased it, I already got it. I said I can book it better. The fucking Shining Stars.
God, that was so fucking dumb. They were so cold. It's like they were in fucking Russia.
But here's the thing. I can possibly book it better. Or at least the gimmick wise. To where it all just makes fucking sense. So, of course, they're still doing their vignettes about, being Puerto Rican and the shining star of the Caribbean. And so,
or like the dimly lit star.
They finally make their debut and they're having their match. And this is just a quick storyline. It's not going to be some drawn out, like match by match, pay per view by pay per view thing. So they literally come out and let's say they're fighting the Dudley Boys or whoever the least coolest tag team is, anyway. So they're fighting them. And while the ref is distracted for no reason, one of them, either Primo or Epico, grab an apple and just bash it over one of the Dudley's head. Lay him out, get the pin, 1, 2, 3, and they're in the ring still saying they're not worthy, or saying they're not worthy of the Caribbean. And this continues. They keep attacking the useless talent in the ring, finishing off every single match with an apple. And eventually, they have a show. WWE has a show in the Caribbean. They're not there. They're not, because according to them, they're not worthy of stepping foot in the Caribbean. And finally, for some reason, down the line, they have a tag team match. They've beaten enough tag teams that they get a shot. And of course, screwy finish with the apple. They get the pin. 1, 2, 3. They look to the Titantron and ask if they're worthy to this higher power that they believe in. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, comes Carlito Caribbean Cool. The whole time, they are trying to be cool enough to where they are worthy of entering the Caribbean to their master Carlito. And that's where the apple comes in.
That'd be great booking, minus the fact that Carlito absolutely hates the WWE now.
Yeah. But
if Carlito actually left the company on good terms, then it would probably work. But
yeah, I know.
Now,
I'm just saying it would have been a great storyline.
Yeah. That would have been great. It would have been very interesting to see Carlito actually return and help out fucking his brothers, his cousins, something like that.
Yeah, and you start calling them the Caribbean stable. And now you have a legitimate stable with Carlito as the leader and the Shining Stars as the tag team champions in the end of it. So anyway, now that the wrestling WWE portion is done,
we'll move on to the more superior product that's been available on TV for the past few weeks. Lucha Underground. Some interesting things have been going on in the Underground Temple.
And I'll let you handle that.
So, going off of the May 11th show, the Battle of the Kaijus, which is it was such a good match. It's on the El Rey Network YouTube account. Montanza Cueto against Mil Muertes for the Lucha Underground title. But to kick off the show, we get Joey Ryan versus Mr. Cisco and Cortez Castro for the final Aztec Medallion, which Joey Ryan picks up the win off of some sneaky shenanigans and becomes the newest member of the Gift of the Gods group. Of course, the next match on the night, one of 2 title matches, by the way, which made this an amazing show. The trios titles are on the line. Rey Mysterio, Prince Puma, and Dragon Azteca Jr., who are the current reigning champions. They won the titles a week ago or so. Defeat Son of Havoc, or they beat Son of Havoc, Evil East, and Johnny Mundo, who is subbing in for the still injured Angelico. Which so far that whole trios area has been fantastic. All the teams that have been coming out of it have been great. They've been working really well. But yeah, they've really stepped up the trios part of the show, which has been great. I love it. But yeah, that was a fantastic match as well. It was worth watching. Those 3, Mysterio, Puma, and Azteca Jr. Holy crap, those 3 are good together because they work so well. Man, that was a great match. Of course, Mundo's been subbing in. Well, Mundo subbed himself in because Angelico got injured. So, of course, that'll lead to the next episode of. Well, that'll lead that leads up to last night's Lucha Underground, which I will be talking about next week or next 2 weeks. Then we have our main event, the Graver Consequences match between Montanza Cueto and fucking Mil Muertes. Bonkers fucking match. If you thought them going through the roof of Dario Cueto's office was something, this match was brutal. Holy crap. This match is battling each other, just hitting each other with like the caskets, broke one of the caskets. Literally, Mil Muertes punched through one of the fucking caskets, grabbed Montanza, and like bounced his head off the fucking casket to get out. Just this whole match. It's on El Rey's YouTube. Go watch it because that match was bonkers fun. This is how you book the immovable force meets the unstoppable object. Like, literally, this is how you book two big dudes. They just clash like two kaiju in the ring. It's ridiculous. Every time someone got body slammed, there was probably like a 5 on a, or probably like a 4.5 on the Richter scale somewhere. Those two, holy crap, this match was awesome. Super, super violent. Of course, it ends with Katrina tries to stop Matanza from beating down on Mil. She gets caught. She gets knocked down. Matanza throws her into a casket on the outside of the ring. Then he goes into the ring. He beats down on Mil for, they go back and forth until he catches Mil into the Wrath of the Gods slam into the casket, closes it. Matanza wins. He retains the belt. Of course, then they cut to Dario Cueto, who goes and opens Katrina's casket that she was in. She's gone. She's disappeared. You don't know where she went. Of course, you see the people carrying the casket out, to go bury Mil Muertes, to take him to hell or wherever, the underworld. And then as you see it cut to the back, he's about to leave the temple. He focuses in on one of the pallbearers at the head of the casket, throws back the hood, King Cuerno. Cuerno has been hunting for Mil, and now that Mil has been sent to the underworld, I don't know what they're going to do with that whole situation, but it's going to be really cool depending on what happens. So I definitely cannot wait for that to focus in on that and that part of the storyline. So, but yeah, that was Lucha Underground from May 11th. I'm pretty sure both the trios match and the Montanza versus Mil match is on the El Rey's YouTube account, which both matches are worth watching. Go check those out. But Lucha Underground, impressive as always for that week. Moving on to the 18th, we have the Gift of the Gods championship match that happens as a 7-way main event, which was bonkers, by the way. It was better. It was better than the one that took place at Ultima Lucha. So much better. So we have people come down. We have all of them come down. Do the whole Gift of the Gods ceremony thing, placing the medallions in the belt. Of course, as you remember, Chavo stole Cage's medallion. So Cage comes down there to try to stop him. Chavo gets the better. He plants the medallion in the belt, which will be fulfilled later. Then fucking Cage whiplashes Chavo with a Weapon X, by the way. The way he bent him with it was fucking ridiculous. Of course, we get the first match of the night. It was a 4-way match, if I remember. Yes. It was Daga, Masquerita Sagrada, Argenis, and Cobra Moon. Fantastic match, by the way. All 4 competitors did super well. The moment in this match to where Daga not only had a gory special on, I want to say, Arhennis. It might have been Cobra Moon, and it's not flip flop, but he also had like a kind of like a cradle swing move for the person below him. He had both hooks simultaneously. It was ridiculous. I was like, damn, that's cool. And of course, weirdest thing, Cobra hits Masquerita Sagrada with her finisher, or like a fire thunder driver or whatever. And she kind of just slithers away, looking at Daga and just kind of telling him, take the pin. Daga takes the pin, he gets the win, and there's something brewing between Cobra Moon and Daga. It's going to be very interesting to see how that works out. Unfortunately, Arhennis takes another loss. Um, I have not spoken on this whole thing. I think they should use Arhennis to some extent to kind of book him as, kind of book him towards the Gift of the Gods championship. Um, yeah, just to kind of book him towards the Gift of the Gods championship. So that he can face the returning Angelico for because if I remember, they translate Arhennis as Angel, I think, something like that. But if they could have him win the Gift of the Gods title, um, then face Angelico for it, or have them win like the medallions, and have him be both in the Gift of the Gods, have Arhennis win the title after Angelico gets like a 2.9 like kick out, Arhennis comes in, gets the victory off of Angelico or whatever. They end up feuding with one another. Arhennis at some point needs to turn heel so he can become like a fallen angel. So it'll be a battle of the angels for the Gift of the Gods. That would be a fun book because you have like all the supernatural stuff um, that goes on in Lucha Underground with like the spiritual things, the whole underworld things where Mill has gone to, and the ancient Aztec tribes and everything of that nature. Think about what that would just to think about like just the ancient Aztec tribes or whatever, and then you have guys like if you have like Angelico against the fallen angel Arhennis, have him wear like all black and all green and whatever to become that new kind of become like the fallen angel or whatever. So that way those two can clash, and battle the angels for the Gods Championship. That'd be cool. I mean, it would work really well with the supernatural part of Lucha Underground, and you just it would it would work. Let's put it that way. I think it would be very interesting. Arhennis is a very good name that's down in AAA. So is Angelico. Both guys are really good high flyers. That would do really well for both of them. It would push them up to higher standing in the company. But it would also kind of take away from Son of Havoc and Evil East for a while until Angelico eventually came back and decided to team with them again. So, but yeah, that would be my idea for Arhennis. But of course, the main event to get to the guy, or well, middle match, Killshot against Marty the Moth, which Killshot won. He beat down Marty the Moth for most of the match, but the Moth being weirdo gets right back up. He beats down Killshot and takes his dog tag. So I can't wait to see how that's gonna work out. Of course, main event, Gift of the Gods. Chavo Tejano, Joey Ryan, the Mac, Sinestra de la Muerte, Sexy Star, and Aerostar. Holy crap, this match was bonkers. Lots of high flying spots all over the place. Just lots of different weird, fun moments of this match. And then towards the end of the match, the whole thing gets wrapped up, and the whole thing gets wrapped up. Cage comes out because he's pissed at Chavo, and then he takes everybody else out, just crushes everybody else. Has Chavo pin, I think Joey Ryan after hitting him with the Lucha Destroyer, as he calls it, the Steiner screwdriver, as it is. He has Chavo take the pin on Joey Ryan. Chavo becomes the new Gift of the Gods champion. We're all wondering why he just did that. Is he working with Chavo, or what's happening here? Turns out Cage challenges Chavo for the Gift of the Gods title, which was this week, which I will talk about the next time on the live cast. So we have Cage against Chavo for the Gift of the Gods title next week on Lucha Underground, but I will be talking about that on the next time. And that is it for Lucha Underground for these past 2 weeks, which excellent product both 2 weeks. Loved every moment of it. By the way, it was an excellent product this week, but I will speak on that next time. And we are done. And we will go to break here, our last break, and then we will go over all of the news stories from this past couple weeks that have piqued our interest. Stay tuned right here on the Corner of Thoughts livecast, episode 9.
Hi, I'm back.
Okay, and I am back.
Yeah,
Welcome
I got a call
back.
from Michael.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
What did he say?
Oh, he was just wondering about something in June.
Ah, okay.
So I guess we're on to the news.
Yes, we are on to the news, on to the news, on to the news. So, our first topic of news. Anime Expo made a very, very huge announcement recently.
What's funny is
I
I was just about to say, since we ended on Anime Expo, let's begin on Anime Expo.
yeah. Well, Anime Expo made a huge announcement. Song World Mitsuri is going to be at Anime Expo. Now, for those that don't know what that is a huge grouping of bands that will be performing at Anime Expo. These bands include the Sunshine, Love Live Sunshine Girls, the event, the Nice to Meet You event. Yeah, it'll be. There's a way to pronounce it. I think it's like Aquo or something like that. Because like the UR is silent or something like that.
Of course, because you can't get URs.
It's the Love Live Sunshine event to where you get to meet the girls, get the Q&A session with them, ask them, and then I think they're supposed to perform. I'm not sure if I remember. And then you get the performance by Jam Project, who will be there because of One Punch Man, which guest stars Makoto Furukawa, the guy who voices Saitama, and the director Shingo Natsume. So that's gonna be a lot of fun.
And one
Of
more
course, you
person.
get and one more person. Yeah, and then you get the Super Live, the Japan Super Live, which includes Aoi, Jam Project, Luna Haruna, Minami, Sphere, TM Revolution, Yoko Ishida, and DJ Kazu. Which I actually do look forward to that because I do want to see Aoi, Jam Project, and TM Revolution at least in concert.
For me, it would be
Which will
Air.
Yeah, it's going to be at the Microsoft Theater, so we'll probably have to buy the tickets separate that day. As far as I know, each of these events will be spaced out evenly, so there will be plenty of time to go to each and every event for one person. Because there's 3 of these events in one day, and then the last one's on the third day, or on July 3rd, which is the Japan Band Battle, Flow versus Old Codex. Those that don't know, Flow, Jibo, and Old Codex, the guys who did the openings for free, they're going to be on stage together performing or against one another. Doesn't matter. It's going to be on July 3rd at the Novo by Microsoft. So literally, huge announcement from them. They're bringing over all these Japanese-based bands, all these freaking people. It's gonna be a mind-blowing experience. They said that within 1 to 2 weeks is what they're hoping for to announce ticket prices and things of that nature. So hopefully, it's not too much. Hopefully, we get a chance to go to all these, so that way we can cover all of these to know what they were like.
And then give me 1 second, and then I can add upon this.
Because I absolutely look forward to seeing this. Because I do want to meet it's most of the Aqua's girls. It's most of them. It's not all of them, but it's most of them. And I do want to wish them luck because so far from just the regular Aqua singles, the Cyron trio and the Azalea trio, those singles that have come out, everything sounds really good, and I'm hoping the show will be as good as the singles are. So,
and of course, that adds to a list of guests that also include Shaika Anzai.
Chica.
Yeah. Who, for those of you that don't know, is the voice of Reina from Sound Euphonium.
And the voice of Chika from Chika, obviously.
Mm-hmm. And then there's more that she voices that I was looking forward to.
Yeah. And then, of course, we just got our most recent guest announcement as well. The guy who I think it was the artwork for um, Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I
Oh
believe
wait,
so.
she also does the voice of Suzu from Akuma no Riddle,
Yes.
and then Nanako from Sedakai Yakumendomo,
Mm-hmm.
Mina from Attack on Titan.
Yep. But yeah, that was a huge announcement that Expo has made. It's gotten everybody fanatical waiting for Expo, and I know I'm up for it and cannot wait to see ticket prices because I will be there to buy ticket prices or to buy them because I want to go to each and every event. So, of course, another thing, it's going to happen at Expo. It hasn't been announced by Expo because he's technically not an official guest, but Bookwalker Global, I have now a huge respect for them because they are bringing out the author for Monster Musume, Okayato Sensei. I'm like, oh, praise the sun. Okayato is coming to America. I get a chance to shake his hand and say thank you for doing such an awesome job with this manga.
And by the way, Aniplex announcing that Christine Marie Cabanos will be at Anime Expo.
Hallelujah,
Erica
hallelujah.
Mendez also. Let me get the list up.
Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
If you'll stall for time really quick, I can find out all the people that Aniplex are bringing out really quick. I need to get to their Twitter.
But yeah, it's huge times for Anime Expo. Of course, after the whole kerfuffle they've had before with the whole thing that happened beforehand. But definitely looks like things are starting to change.
Which, by the way, that all got reported as bullshit.
Yeah, which I actually did find out that they made it to where that background checks are not mandatory for like vendors and things of that nature, but they are mandatory for like staff members, volunteers, and things of that nature. They've changed it. They kind of backpedaled on it. They're strong. The background checks are strongly encouraged for artist alley, press, guests, performers, and vendors. They're strongly encouraged. You don't need them to. You don't need them to get signed to Anime Expo, but they are encouraged. But if you are a staff member or a volunteer for Anime Expo, you do have to get one. So.
All right, so here's the official list from Aniplex for Anime Expo. Bryce Papenbrook.
Okay, the Papenbrook.
Karami Lei, or however you pronounce it.
Shirami Lei. Woo!
Cassandra Lee Morris.
Nice.
Stephanie Shea.
Yes.
Michelle Ruff.
Nice.
Ben Diskin.
Woo! Ben
Christine
Diskin.
Marie Cabanos. Sarah Ann Williams.
Oh!
Patrick Seitz.
Fucking Dio. Ah.
Kirk Thornton.
Kirk Thornton, yes.
Erica Mendez.
Yeah. All right.
And Alex Von Davis. And one secret guest.
Dude, Alex Von Davis is he was the director for Kill la Kill for the dub.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Don't bring a 2-star Mako Nendroid around him.
Never get it back. Oh, dude. Oh, it's so good. Oh my god.
And of course, that
dude,
is
that means I
for
can bring
their.
all my Kill la Kill and Love Live shit. Oh.
Unfortunately for you, I would say, because the reason why they're bringing them out, like last year, they had the Kill la Kill meet and greet. This year, they're doing it for Sword Art Online. So if it's anything like last year, you're only going to be able to get one thing signed. Unfortunately.
I'll get one thing signed by each of them.
Mm-hmm.
I actually do have one thing for each of the Kill la Kill cast, because I have all the special editions of Kill la Kill. So I have all the little fucking postcards that can be signed.
So for once, Sword Art Online has been useful for something.
Yes. So here's another thing, by the way. They have the SPJA have said that there are other elements of this whole the whole kerfuffle that they've had before, that they're kind of like making it, they're kind of explaining it more. Here's what they're saying. The other elements of this program will remain in place, as opposed to just the whole background check thing. So we are creating safe space kiosks and other means for youth to report and receive immediate help. Significantly increased private security and LA police officers will be present on site. Okay, cool. Bingo. Awesome. Good. Just hope the LAPD don't lash out against anybody. To protect minors from exposure to adult content, perfectly fine. Spatial separation and ID checks will be enforced at AX. Okay, perfect. Exhibitors will be required to keep adult materials behind closed pipe and drape, and to conduct ID checks at entrances to adult areas. Similarly, adult programming will be physically separated from the other programming spaces, and the IDs will be required for access. Fine, that's okay.
That makes
Good.
sense.
That makes sense. Thank you for spelling that out for us. Happy that this works. Happy that everything is starting to work out now. Everything's changing, but it's for the better at this point. So, moving on from all the expo fun to something else that I think you will like, because I know you like magical girls.
Yeah.
So,
Wait,
another
before you
list
get
of
to that, by the way, for Anime Expo, if you want to find me, just look for the person who's holding around a Ganaiwo wall scroll the entire time, bitching about Aniplex not releasing it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so anyway.
But, of course, so a list that has appeared on Crunchyroll in the last couple weeks. The Japanese fans have picked the anime's most enchanting magical girls. Since Madoka turning 5 years old this winter and Cardcaptor Sakura celebrating its 20th anniversary, along with Sailor Moon, here are the top 20 magical girls according to Japan. Number 20, Creamy Mami.
All right.
Number 20, Creamy Mami and the Magical Angels Yu Morisawa. That's what it was. Number 19, Magic Knight Rare Hikaru Shido. Number 8, Maho Girls Precure Riko Izayoi. Number 17, I know you'll hate this one. Your regular at Magic High School's Miyuki Shiba.
Why would I hate that?
Because it's so low on the list.
Yeah. I'm about to say, if anything, she needs to be higher because fucking Miyuki.
16, Magical Witch Puni-chan's Puni Tanaka. Number 15, Magical Patissiere Kosaki-chan, Kosaki Onodera. Which I'm assuming she did a magical girl thing in like season 2 that I don't know about. So, number 14, Sailor Moon's Ami Mizuno.
Mercury's too low.
Number 13, Slayer's Lena Inverse. Number 12, Magical Girl Lyrical Nanoha's Hayata Yagami. Number 11, Madoka Magica's Kyoko Sakura. Number 10, Sailor Moon. Number 9, Sayaka. Number 8, Oja Majo Doremi Dori Goodwin. Okay. Number 7, Lyrical Nanoha's Fate Testarossa. Number 6, Mami Tomoe. Number 5, can never pronounce her name. Ilya von Eisenberg.
Von Einsberg.
Einsberg, yeah. Einsburn, whatever.
Eliasfield.
I can't say her name. That's the problem.
It's Eliasfield von Einsburn.
Of course, lyrical Nanoha is Nanoha Takamachi. Card captor Sakura, obviously. Homura Akemi. And of course, number 1, Madoka Kaname.
Bullshit.
I knew that was going to be your reaction.
She doesn't do a fucking thing in the show.
If anything, Homura should be number 1 and Madoka should be like number 20.
She shouldn't even be on the list.
By the way, you're missing the rest of the Sailor Scouts. Where is fucking Sailor Mars? Where is Jupiter? Where are the outer Senshi in this list?
Mm-hmm.
All those girls deserve in there because they fucking use awesome magical powers.
Where's Ganaiwo on this fucking list?
They antiplexed it.
Fucking Madoka fan base is just.
It's apparently Madoka is still a very big thing over in Japan, even now, which is surprising. Because listen to this: the male voters, 2 and 1, voted Homura and Madoka as 2 and 1. For the female voters, they voted Homura at number 2, card captor Sakura at number 1. Completely different.
So women know Magical Girl's better.
Yeah, I would say so. So yeah, while not the best list, it is a definite list. It's very strange that not a lot of the characters made it onto there that probably should have been on there, but it's definitely a list. So, of course, earlier in the show, we went over our top spring anime. But from Japan, we have the popularity poll for the spring anime of Japan.
Let's see which one of us is more accurate at guessing what Japan likes.
Let's put this way. This goes from 38.
Okay, just do the top 10.
Well, I'm going to go through this real quick and pick up on the ones that we're watching. So, obviously, Pandai Peace is at 24 with 654 votes. Which, by the way, it beat out fucking Space Patrol Luca, which only had 513.
Huh.
Not happy about that.
Where did Luluco actually end up on the ranking?
27. 27.
More importantly, where did Crane Game Girls end up?
I don't see it on this list anywhere, actually.
See, that's how shitty it is.
Okay, so at 22, we have Ace Attorney with 1,297. I'm watching that. And Happy at 19 with 1,782. We have My Hero Academia at 2,331 votes at number 13. Kisnaver at 12 for 2,419. High School Fleet at number 11 for 2,656 votes. Tanaka-kun at 10 for 2,844 votes. Flying Witch at number 6 for 3,430 votes. I don't know how it got this high, but Bungo Stray Dogs, number 5, 3,704 votes. Number 3, and you thought there was never a girl online, 4,592 votes. The Catfish anime. RE0 at number 2. It's 4,616 votes. And of course, topping the popularity poll from this season, haven't you heard I'm Sakamoto at 5,046 votes, number 1. Of course, you'll notice on this list, nowhere to be seen, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 4.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe they're not counting continuations.
Yeah, maybe.
Unless everyone else thinks. Is everyone else thinking like I'm thinking, and we're only fourth of the way through it.
Possibly. Very possible. But that is that list. I have no problems with Sakamoto being number one in popularity because it is a fun show. It is very funny. I just think that, well, it is Japan and they know what they like. So
Bro,
I understand that.
where did Bokuon end up on that list?
Actually, nowhere. Nowhere on this list. It's another show that got left off this list.
Hmm.
I mean the whole continuation thing. I think JoJo's should be on this list, really, because Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn RE96 is on this list, and that's kind of a continuation. So, and it's the same with Asterisk War Season 2. That's on this list. It's in the top 10. So, and same with Macross Delta being at number 4. So, a lot of Lynch and interesting lists to go by. I mean, if that's saying anything, then really it's very interesting how the Japanese are what is very popular currently in Japan at the moment. To see that certain shows are actually doing better than other shows in popularity. So, but of course, the final thing to end on, the very, very final thing to end on, for those that do not know, BehindTheVoiceActors.com had their awards this past week for all sorts of things. So, starting from the very bottom of the pile, working our way up. So, here they had their awards and they handed out their awards, and here are the winners. For Best Female Supporting Vocal Performance in an Anime Movie and/or Special, Carrie Keranen as Mami Tomoe won in the Madoka movie, which was Rebellion, obviously.
No.
But of course, she was up against Carly Mosier, Shirami Lei, Christina V, Aaron Fitzgerald, and Sarah Ann Williams. Actually, wait, no, my bad. She wasn't the winner. Whoops. Steve Harvey did. My bad.
About to say, you cannot have Madoka dub voice actors winning a fucking award.
The official winner, Grey Delizelle. The official winner, I cannot pronounce her name. Grey Delizelle from When Marine Was There. She won the Best Female Supporting Vocal Performance for a movie and/or special. Of course, Best Male Supporting Vocal Performance in an Anime Movie or Special goes to Edwin Neal, who was in the Gotchaman movie, who beat out Chris Sabat, David Wald, Jason Douglas as Beers, and Liam O'Brien, and Tom Kenny, actually. So, best female lead vocal performance in an anime or movie special. Gonna go off the top here. The People's Choice winner was Christine Marie Cabanos for Madoka. That was the People's Choice. Of course, I voted Erica Mendez for Akko in Little Witch. That didn't happen, unfortunately. And the winner, drumroll, Lucy Christian won for Doris Lang in Vampire Hunter D, the movie. And of course, best male lead vocal performance in an anime movie or special. Steve Bloom won for Zarek from Expelled from Paradise. And of course, best vocal ensemble in an anime movie or special. Here's the list. Aura, Koga's Maryuin's Last War. The Resurrection of F, Spelled from Paradise. the Gotcha Man movie, Madoka Magica Rebellion, the last Naruto movie, Laws of the Universe Part Zero, Tiger Bunny the Rising, Vampire Hunter D, and When Marine was there. And the winner is Dragon Ball Z: The Resurrection of F for best vocal ensemble in an anime movie or special.
Madoka better been at the very bottom of that voting with like 0.
So here we go into the next part: best female supporting vocal performance in an anime. So we've got Caitlin Glass as Mitsuko from Yurikumi Arasha, Genevieve Simmons as Hedia from Ladies vs. Butlers, I believe that's how you read that, Laura Bailey as Maka Allburn in Soul Eater Not, Laura Post as Raggio, Mama Raggio, Megan Hollingshead as Castor in Fate Stay Night, Unlimited Blade Works, Morgan Garrett as Akira in Tokyo Ghoul Rude, Stephanie Young as Dordayu, Show by Rock, Tia Ballard as Elizabeth Mabley in Freezing Vibration, Veronica Taylor as Sailor Pluto, and Wendy Lee as Haruhi Suzumiya in The Disappearance of Haruhi Yuki-chan. People's Choice, Laura Bailey in Soul Eater Not. I voted for Laura Post because I'm smart. And then the winner, who outshines Yuki once again in her own show, Wendy Lee as Haruhi Suzumiya.
Of course, he can't beat Wendy Lee.
Of course, best male vocal performance in an anime. People's Choice, David Wald as Bulat in The Kame ga Kill. And the winner, Kenny Green as Kureo in Tokyo Ghoul. Of course, best female lead vocal performance in an anime. Colleen Klinkenbeard as Urza Scarlet in Fairy Tail. Erica Harlacher as Salem. Jamie Markey as the black-haired woman in Death Parade. Kari Walgren as Saber. Laura Landa as Zenobia in High School DxD. Lindsay Seidel as Nagisa Shiota in Assassination Classroom. Mayla Lee as Rento Saka, the filthiest part of her. Michelle Ruff as Sinon, Sword Art Online. Stephanie Shea as Sailor Moon. And Xanth Hyun as Miyuna Shidome in Lull in the Sea. People's Choice. Colleen Klinkerbeard won as Urza, as the People's Choice. I voted for Lindsay Seidel as Nagisa Shiota because I really enjoyed that role in the dub.
Mila Lee would have got my vote.
Kari Walgren as Saber in Unlimited Blade Works. She beats out a hell of a list, by the way, too.
Yeah.
A lot of good names on that list.
I mean, Kari Walgren has done an excellent job as Saber.
Okay. So, best male lead vocal performance in an anime. Aaron Dismuke as Leonardo Watch in Blood Blockade Battlefront. Adam Gibbs as Shinichi in Parasite. Alex Organ as Decim in Death Parade. Ben Diskin as Bond in The Seven Deadly Sins, which, been watching that show, he's really good as Bond. Not gonna lie. Blake Shepard as Ryota in Brynhilder. Brandon Potter as Nicholas Brown in Gangsta. Crispin Freeman as Kyon in The Disappearance of Haruhi Yuki-chan, Haruhi Yuki-chan, might as well be. Jason Liebrecht as Yato in Noragami. Johnny Young Bosch as Makoto in Free. And Patrick Seitz as Dio Brando. People's Choice, Jason Liebrecht as Yato in Origami. I voted for Patrick Seitz as Dio, Kono Dioga. And, of course, the winner for The Disappearance of Haruhi Yuki-chan, Crispin Freeman as Kyon. Beat out a hell of a list, too, which is, you just cannot beat Crispin Freeman when it comes to Kyon, man.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well,
best
to be
vocal.
honest, it should be 2 characters on there.
Yeah.
Him as a Kyon and oh god, what's his name? I'm blanking on his name from Fate. Oh well, he was an asshole anyway. So.
But best vocal ensemble in an anime. You have Alone in the Sea, Brynhilder in the Darkness, Death Parade, Durarara Season 2, Free Iwatobi Slim Club, Freezing Vibration, Mobile Suit Gundam The Origin, Parasite the Maximum, Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon Crystal, and the Disappearance of Nagato Yuki-chan. People's Choice, Durarara Season 2. I voted for Free, obviously. And the winner, who actually does really fucking deserve it, Death Parade. Which, spot on, because the Death Parade dub was fan-freaking-tastic. My page will load here, Jesus. Go to the general. Going down to the general. All right, Breakthrough Voice Actress of the Year. We have Amber Lee Connors, Amelia Fisher, Brianna Knickerbocker, Christina Kelly, Dawn M. Bennett, Crystal Laporte, Michaela Kranz, Sarah Ornealis, Sarah Weinheft, Skylar Davenport. The winner, I voted for Amber Lee Connors because she's probably like the only one I know. The winner, Breakthrough Actress of the Year, Brianna Knickerbocker. She was also the People's Choice, obviously. So, Breakthrough Voice Actor of the Year, Bobby Thong, Chris Hackney, Dallas Reed, Josh Morrison, Justin Briner, who I voted for because I know him as Cloud from Final Fantasy VII Machina Bridge, Kyle McCarley, Max Millman, Rico Fajaro, Scott Gibbs, and Zach Aguilar. Winner, People's Choice, Max Middleman, and the winner, Rico Fajaro, is a breakthrough male voice actor this year. Voice Actress of the Year, and listen to this list. Carly Moisier, Jamie Markey, Kari Walgren, Lauren Landa, Lindsay Seidel, Michelle Ruff, Morgan Garrett, Sarah Ann Williams, Stephanie Shea, and Wendy Lee. That's a huge list. I voted for Sarah Ann Williams. People voted for Jamie Markey. You want to know who won?
Wendy Lee.
Lindsay Seidel, Voice Actress of the Year for her role as Nagisa in Assassination Classroom.
Good choice.
Yeah. And of course, the male voice actor of the year. We have Aaron Dismuke, Alex Organ, Ben Diskin, Blake Shepard, Chris Sabat, Crispin Freeman, Jerry Jewell, Johnny Young Bosch, Lorado and Zaldua. I can't pronounce his last name. Sorry if I butchered that. And Patrick Seitz. The winner, Chris Sabat, picks up a win this year for Best Voice Actor of the Year, obviously because of the movie with Battle of the Gods and with Resurrection of Ev coming out this year. So obviously he beat out a lot of good people in this list too. So, but yeah, that was the 4th annual Behind the Voice Actors Anime Dub Awards. Congratulations to all the winners. And I look forward to next year to hear all the new dubbers and to see how everyone does in this coming year for dubs and everything. So, with that, this will wrap up our episode 9 of Corner of Thoughts. I am Pervy Fatman. You can follow me on Twitter at Pervy Fatman.
You can follow me at Phoenix Otaku. Just look for the picture you're probably staring at right now, and you'll be able to find me.
And with that, we will see you guys hopefully after Phoenix Comic Con. Until then, we'll see you on the other side. Goodbye.
See you.